they don't get embarrassed no more, so it don't matter. You didn't already live your life, so just kidding.
Alright. Anywho, today the husband is with me.
Yours truly.
I asked you guys on YouTube, or oh my god, this is YouTube. I asked you guys on Instagram in my stories to ask some questions. I have some. He has not seen them yet. I've seen them, so this will be a little bit interesting. Do you guys parent differently in any way?
Yes, for sure.
Elaborate.
Well, I tend to be the more laid back one. I tend to let them get away with it a little bit more.
Do you?
Yeah, I feel like I do.
I guess.
Well, I feel like there's a lot of dads out there who are just like the laid back ones, and the mother, the more the one who
disciplinarian.
do the disciplinarian. That
Let me elaborate though that when I say disciplinarian, I don't necessarily mean punishment, and I know a lot of people think that they like coexist and like punishment and discipline are the same thing. They are not. We don't really do punishment. Like punishment is not really a thing. Natural consequences is kind of more so like obviously like if you get up from the table and you're done eating, like you throw your food, you're done. Obviously, like that kind of just shows me like you're not hungry anymore.
Exactly.
But that's what we mean when we say like disciplinarian, because we do not do like timeouts, like hitting, none of that. But
no,
okay.
not at all. So I feel like everybody should just take a step back, and they're kids and they're learning at the end of the day.
I mean, they're still learning like social norms.
They learn their own emotions.
Acceptable. Yeah.
So they can't learn their own emotions if you have an emotional breakdown as well.
I mean, I guess in the sense that like he is a little bit more laid back. I definitely notice my triggers a lot more as a parent, so it takes me a little bit more time, I guess, to step back and like regulate my own emotions. But I mean, I'm also pregnant, so. I feel like we're on the same page with majority of everything. Like it's not like one of us, hits and the other one doesn't, or the other one does punishment and the other one doesn't. Like anything that I've kind of brought up as far as parenting wise, I've like communicated to him about like why I would prefer us not to do something. Our upbringing was fairly similar, like there were some differences, but for the most part, fairly similar like authoritarian parenting.
Yeah.
So when I do bring up any like parenting stuff or like RIE principles, things like that, he's pretty on board with it, and I just kind of think that's because we understand like that upbringing and how it's affected us and things we do and don't want to do.
True.
Okay, how do you deal with conflict in your relationship?
Conflict as far as
arguments, I'm assuming, like disagreements.
Well, I'll let you start that one off.
So for me personally, I like take a minute and like figure out how I want to approach the situation, or if I even want to approach it at all. I'm not one who believes that every little thing needs to be addressed, I guess. I mean, he's probably heard me say it a few times as well. Like I always say, like pick and choose your battles. I just kind of figure out if it's something I do want to bring up. If it is, then I bring it up.
I mean, it's better to talk about it anyways. I mean, if you go to bed angry at the end of the day at your significant other, or whoever you're in a relationship with, it's gonna make things harder the next day. Then it's gonna get dragged down on into the week. Then
resentment is not good.
Yeah, then it's gonna be like, oh well, I feel like we're always starting over, and that's because nothing ever gets talked about when the situation happens. Even if you don't have time to talk about it at that present moment, do it, before you go to bed.
As you find the time.
Before you find the time before you go to bed, or if you don't have time to do it that day, just make sure you do it as soon as possible the next day, because it will get dragged out and things will start spiraling downhill. So.
Okay, favorite vacation spot?
Well, if we ever got to take a vacation, that would be pretty nice.
So we didn't get to take our honeymoon, unfortunately. And I had actually had stuff planned, but then COVID happened. And then, yeah. So it's been a little rough doing vacations.
Yeah.
Just since getting married. I mean, we've only been married 3 years. But we have been to Florida a lot together. He was stationed in Georgia for a really long time. So I was like back and forth down there from like St. Louis to Georgia, like a lot.
Yeah.
And then recently we were in San Antonio.
Yep, San Antonio. I'll say one of my favorite spots to go, probably personally me, is Tampa, Florida. And that's just simply because of the fact that you can do everything you pretty much want down there. They got Busch Gardens down there, which is it's similar to Six Flags, but it's more, it involves a lot more animals and things like that. It's kind of like a zoo and Six Flags mix, and water parks and stuff. But Tampa and also San Antonio is really fun. I do like Atlanta. Savannah, Georgia is pretty nice as well. And what else? Jacksonville was pretty cool.
Yeah, I did
anything
like
with a beach is always
Jacksonville.
gonna be good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't go wrong.
I did like Jacksonville. Tampa was really fun. I feel like they have a lot of family, I guess, what's it called, like attractions?
Yeah.
And stuff that you can do like adult-wise too.
Yeah.
Like they have both. So like if you're somebody who has kids and you go down there, there's stuff that your kids can do too. But if it's just like you and your significant other, like I feel like there's like adult stuff that's still fun to do too.
Yep. Then when it's nighttime, keep the kids off the beach.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
yeah. All these fireworks outside. That's crazy.
What are your dream jobs? I don't know.
You know mine?
Yeah.
What is it?
DJ.
Oh, she knows.
You just want to travel and be a DJ?
Yeah, I started DJing when I was in the military because I seen my friends when I was stationed there. My friend started doing it, and he literally was right across the dorms from me, and I always hear his music going, and next thing you know, he got a whole DJ setup. He got his his turntables and his laptop Serato going, and he's like, yeah, I'm going to DJ down at the hookah spot that we go to. And I was like, that easy, huh? So I got me a board and a laptop, and I started playing around. I actually got really good at it, and I started DJing as well. I also have a lot of music on Mixcloud, which I'll leave the link down in the description for that, so you can go check it out.
I feel like I guess I do it. If that makes sense. Like,
I thought your dream job was a stay-at-home wife.
Mom.
Stay-at-home mom.
I feel like I kind of do what I really want to right now. Like, I get to be home with my kids, and I get to help other people during birth.
Yeah.
So, I'm a birth and postpartum doula. I'm also certified as a fertility doula. So basically I just kind of help people emotionally, physically, informationally, like prep for birth, during birth, like help their spouses adjust and everything during postpartum, like that whole postpartum period. I don't know, birth is really cool. I know a lot of people are grossed out by it, but I'm infatuated with it, so I don't know. I feel like that is pretty much it.
Yep.
When are you due? I am due July 22nd, but this baby will come whenever it feels ready.
Misbelief.
Does your husband get weirded out by birth?
I don't get weirded out by birth. Like my first time experiencing it, seeing it like live and stuff like that, it was a new experience, but at the same time, just gotta keep a good mental space. It's natural. It's it's raw, uncut. This is what it is. It's not babies just don't fall from the sky. and there's an actual human being birthed out of another human being. So I wouldn't say I'd be weirded out. The only thing that I prefer not to watch, me personally, is the placenta being birthed, or
he handles the baby whenever the placenta is being born.
Yeah.
As far as if the baby is not on my chest, he's either attending to me or a baby. He doesn't want to see all of that part.
I'm good on that. I got the other. I got a good view of everything else. You know what I'm saying? That's all I need to see. I don't need to see anything else but the baby come out. I'm good on that. But yeah, no, I'm not worded out at all. But
he hasn't passed out or anything, which is nice.
I'm not even close. Yeah, I wouldn't have passed out or anything like that. But I think it's interesting. Sometimes it can get a little, hard to like see your spouse or your girlfriend or whoever in pain and all that stuff in that part. But once it's done, it's a relief. It's pretty hard.
It's almost like seeing your child in pain, but you can't do anything about it.
You just gotta talk them and hold their hand, whatever they need. You gotta get them through it, because at the end of the day,
he's pretty good at it.
Yeah, I'm
you're pretty good at it.
Yeah, professional hand holder, and I'm gonna have a glove on my hand, especially made so they can't break my hand.
Daddy Doula.
DaddyDoula.com.
Is Islen into Montessori too, or mainly you, and he just follows your lead?
So I'm into Montessori, yes, I would say so. There's certain aspects of it that I'm still learning. So at the end of the day, I obviously haven't done as much research as she has, but
I will say he doesn't read the books, and I don't sit there and be like, hey, here's a Montessori book, you need to read it. Like, I don't do any, even articles and stuff like that. Like, I might send him something and hope he'll read it, but if he doesn't, I mean, I usually bring it up in conversation anyways.
Right.
So majority of his knowledge around Montessori is based off of just conversation that we've had.
Right. Kind of just pick up off of your lead, like they say. I learn something new every day, but I was raised a very different way from Montessori, so it kind of took me a while to get the hang of it. But at the same time, I feel like it's necessary to step out of your comfort zone and try new things. So
I definitely think he's seen the benefit of it. So I wasn't necessarily raised Montessori. I do recall certain things being, I guess, Montessori aligned, but my parents never I don't think my parents were like, we're gonna raise our kids Montessori. No. But I definitely think he sees the benefit that it has, as far as our kids being quite independent, being able to do things on their own. I don't think you were very sold on a Montessori floor bed at first.
I just remember I had to sleep on the floor when I was a kid. So I was like, why would anybody want to sleep on the floor? And then until I realized,
it's still on a bed, but
it's more about giving your child the freedom and space to grow and learn, and as you would kind of teach them,
spatial
those ways,
and stuff.
Those ways early, so that way you don't have to deal with somebody hurting themselves or doing something they shouldn't be doing just because they're trying to get to you.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a better option to probably just keep the floor on the bed for the time being.
Okay. Did you guys meet in school? Tell us how you met. Technically it was school, but we went to separate schools.
Yeah.
So, okay, I went to summer school because I was transferring from performing arts school.
Right.
The classes that I had to take my sophomore year there was actually flipped. The way that it was set up at the school that I was transferring to, the class that I took my sophomore year, they actually made you take your junior year. So instead of sitting in a class with freshmen my junior year, I decided to just go ahead and do summer school to take that.
I was like, look at all
freshman.
these people failing with me. Let's get
No,
it.
I took that class because I just
learn
wanted,
together.
I just wanted to get it out the way, so I just went to summer school. A friend of his had class with me.
He was a friend of yours first, right?
No, Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan.
You knew Jordan first. Anywho, it was a mutual friend. You knew him first, but I met him in summer school.
I thought that, I don't know why I thought that you knew him before I did.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I've been kind of scoping for a minute, so I was like, no.
Scoping for a minute?
Yeah, scoping.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh.
When I got there, obviously, like, I looked and I was like, okay, there's a nice looking girl right there. She don't look ratchet. You know what I'm saying? Because we was in the hood.
Okay, yeah. It's not the hood, but like.
Yeah, but at the same time, you know, thought I'd make my move, walked up to her and, you know, talked to her. People were still giving out their social media really before their numbers.
Were they?
Yeah, kind of.
Because I would rather have given my number
well, I know
first.
I went through Facebook with you, right?
Yeah, but I think you just looked me up on Facebook. Cause
nah, she trying to make me seem like a stalker. I don't think it happened like that.
Yeah, it did. I didn't give you a number or anything like that.
She lying, bro. She gave me them digits, and then I told her, no, she didn't give me the number.
I gave you my number after you messaged me on Facebook.
Yeah, and then she was talking about she didn't even want to call me. I mean, she didn't.
Okay, so we texted for like 2 days.
She didn't want to answer the phone, y'all.
I wasn't going to answer the phone when he called. I kind of was at a point where I was getting out of a relationship, and I was just kind of gonna be. But some little voice was just like, answer the phone, and I answered it on the last ring. Mm-hmm. I'm glad I did, but.
Well, we're here now.
No.
So.
Yeah, that little voice was Jesus, and I'm glad I listened.
Jesus calling.
But yeah, it was in summer school. A mutual friend first introduced us. Then Islen slid through the DMs.
Yeah.
And the rest is history.
I moonwalked in those DMs.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Cartwheeled in.
Yep. Backflip.
Okay, last one. Is this the final baby?
I don't think so. For her.
What do you mean for me?
I don't think.
This is supposed to be your answer.
Look, no, this is your answer. Look, because when we first started talking, she talking about she wanted 20 kids, y'all.
Oh, no, not 20. No, not 20. No.
Be at home. She wanted to breastfeed all 20 years. And then
no, I definitely told it when I was like 16. I definitely told him like 5 was fine. Along the way,
a family of 5 or 5 kids.
Well, I'm one of 5, so I don't see 5 as being much.
Oh well.
I think 6 is like a lot, in my opinion. 5 for me is normal, I guess, but that's because I'm one of 5.
Yeah. I thought 5 was a lot at the time, but then
because most people aren't one of 5.
After having a baby, 2 is a lot. So
I feel like once you hit 2, what's one more?
Nah.
2 or 3. What's one more?
It's a lot. That's what one more is.
This is the last one.
This the last one? This the last one for real?
I said, is it? That's the question.
Oh, no, I'm talking about I thought you were talking about the last question.
The question this is the last question, but is this the last baby?
I don't know. Maybe we have one more. That's my answer. One more down in the future.
I'm not going to put a number on it, but I will say I don't think this is the last one. Do I feel like I'm gonna need like a long break from being pregnant? Yes, but
very long.
I don't think this is the last one.
Yeah, we might have one
just from
about
just
50
from talking. Just
55, I think.
No, I feel like I will know when I don't want it anymore. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've like heard that from other moms as well. Like I've asked like, how did you know like you were done? Like, because I always hear people say like, yeah, we're completely done. And I'm like, well, how do you know?
Right.
And they just kind of say they just have like a feeling. I kind of knew after Iris that was not going to be it. Iowa, I had that same feeling. Like I kind of was just like, I kind of felt like I knew we weren't done.
What?
This one, I don't really think I have like a feeling yet, but like I feel like I'll know like once the baby's born, because I kind of have like this specific feeling after birth every time. So.
Alright. I guess that's it.
Yep, that's the last question.
Like I said, I'll leave the link down in the description below for my Mixcloud so that you can listen to those mixes. But other than that, thank you guys for tuning in.
Like it if you liked it. Click subscribe. I'm gonna leave Instagram and other social media down below.
Yep.
I guess I'll tag yours.
Yep, obviously.
As well.
Yeah, tag me.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us.
Peace.